All right, so this class is focused around the foot and ankle. So release and move drills for the foot and ankle. So we want to improve the health of the fascia, draw some circulation into the area, release some of that tension and improve some joint mobility. So again, we're focusing on just one side. If you want to do both sides, go back to the start of the video and then complete the other side after. Let's give it a crack. All right, so we're going to work through the plantar fascia at the base of the foot. So we're looking at in between our heel bone and kind of the ball of our foot. We're going to work across this area, back and forward, and working across from the lateral aspect of the foot, right the way across up into the arch as well. Now this is going to focus on the plantar fascia here, but also the joints within the foot itself. So the way we do it is I pick one blade. So I'm going on the center blade and I'm going to start on the outside of my foot. Then we're going to set a timer, 90 seconds, and we're off. So just slowly starting back and forward, just getting used to accepting the pressure. So don't put too much weight on it to start with, but as you start to get used to it, you can ease a bit more pressure into it. And I'm working back and forward between the ball and the heel of my foot. And as I do that, I'm slowly working my way across, so the blade works its way across towards my arch. Just focusing on the one blade. And then as I come over towards the arch, now I'm going to bring my foot up onto the side of the arch. Ooh. So it will feel pretty painful, but it's one of those good pains. That's the idea anyway. And then work your way back towards that lateral aspect. Now you want to start to be speeding up a little bit. Just working through those painful points. So back up onto my arch there, now coming back across. Nice and balanced, nice and controlled. I've got a bit of weight in this leg and a little bit in this one. You shouldn't be falling over doing this. If you are, then you need to work on your balance. Back towards the outside again. And just looking for those tight spots, working through it. Here we go, another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so this is just going to be hands-on drill, so a manual foot mobilization. So I'm going to grab my foot and I'm going to grab with the palms of my hands like this. Fingers underneath, and we're going to go for a minute, so 60 seconds. But what I'm trying to do is just kind of rock my foot back and forward. And I'm trying to feel up in between my toes, trying to grab and create a bit of space. Just kind of not pulling your foot apart, but pulling your foot apart. So nice little rocks. You might get some clicks out of your foot. Just imagine you're kind of giving yourself a bit of a foot massage really. Rotating back and forward like this. Working through your foot, working lowering your toes as well. Remember, we've got a lot of joints in our foot. We want to be able to get them all moving. We spend a lot of time wrapping our feet up in expensive trainers, high heels, not me, not always. Back and forward like this. Work through your toes as well. Work deeper up into the foot and just create some space. Again, we're going to go for about a minute, to another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so we're going to work through the front of our shin on the outside of the leg, so perineals and antib. Now, a good way to do this is to take a small cap, and we're going to go into what we call a 90-90 position. So from there, I'm finding that spot, and we're going to go 60 seconds. So I'm just underneath the outside of the knee. I'm just working back and forward in that area. There's a pretty painful spot. And we're going to do 15 seconds there. You can also sweep the ankle like this as you rub back and forward, so you want a kind of friction in that area. And from there, I'm just going to move it down a little bit further. And again, back and forward. Change the position of your ankle, you're going to feel a lot more tension there. back and forward, holding that pressure. And again, for the last 15 seconds, I'm going to go a little bit lower. Again, if you want to do a bit longer than this, pause the video and just find 3 or 4 spots that you spend 15 to 20 seconds on. And then come off. All right, so kneeling towel stretch. This is to take our ankles through some range of motion. So I'm going to go knees on a cushion or something a bit higher, and then my toes go on the top of the towel. And we're going to go for 60 seconds, starting the timer. So what I want to do here is sit back onto my heels, feeling pressure into the front of my ankles. Sit right down. You can reach back depending on your range. Try and let your ankles relax. Feel a big stretch at the front of your ankle and the front of your shins. A little bit of movement. Then let's bring our hands forward. Now go the other way. Flex, get the balls of our feet down and push our hips back. Trying to get my toes down into the floor. And then I'm going to place down again. Sit back, so really trying to extend. So plantar flex the ankle here. Sitting back into it. Forward, bring our toes underneath us. Sit back in, flexing there. And we're going to go again. Down, reaching back. Again, if you need to go for longer, you can. Just pause the video. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so focusing on the foot and ankle again. This time what I'm going to do, sit up nice and tall. And from here, we're going to go 60 seconds on this drill. Timer starts. Now I really want you to push your toes away and try and really round your foot, lengthen your foot as much as you can. You're going to feel like the muscles cramping in the bottom of your foot. That's okay. I'm going to hold that for about 15, and then I'm going to pull back in the opposite direction. I'm trying to push my heels away from me and pull my toes towards me. So I'm going to hold there. Really feel that stretch, and then again pushing away, rotating the foot slightly, so you're trying to kind of bring your soles together, soles of your feet together. Reach, lengthen that out, and then again pull back towards you. If you want, you can try and spread your toes. Look at my left foot shaking, how weird. Right there, we're going to push and extend, reaching nice and long. Again, we're doing this for 60, but you can pause and go a little bit longer. Reach and pull back. Spread your toes if you can. And rest. All right, so we're going to target now our lower leg, and we're going into our calves, but to start with, we're going to work through this section here. So from the bottom of the bulk of our calf down towards our Achilles. So we're going to target this area here first. So I'm going to go lateral blades, placing my foot in, lifting myself up, and from there I'm just going to work back and forward for a minute. Here we go. So back and forward in that area. So I've pivoted my leg in, so I target the inside a little bit more, rather than just trying to flatten over the top of it. We're rolling down the inside of the Achilles, and I can pivot my leg out. Get the same thing, but we're really targeting in that bottom area of the calf. Always find it a bit tighter on the inside. And once you find a really tender point, you can go through some pin and stretch of the ankle. Really trying to flex and extend, and back and forward again. Find another painful point. There's one. Back, forward, rolling through it. Another 5 seconds. Again, if you feel like you need a bit more time in this area, just pause the video and add extra. All right, so now we're working through the calf higher up. So I'm going to work through the medial side of the top part of my calf. So we're going to do medial and lateral, but we're starting here. So pick whichever blade set is most comfortable for you. Rotate your leg in. Stay quite high. We're away, 60 seconds. Back and forth in that area. Again, we're not going too fast and we're not trying to roll too far. Far too often I see people trying to roll the whole of their body in one go, or the whole of an area. It needs to be slow and controlled, but make sure we're still moving. Again, finding painful points. Once you find some painful points, take your foot and ankle through some different movements. Just see how that affects the pressure in your lower leg. Well, there's a real painful one there. Ooh. Flexing the ankle, getting that muscle moving. And again, back and forward. Trying to bring some hydration into that fascia. Get up the top there. All just on this medial side. Back and forward. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, so we're going to walk through some flexion drills for our ankle now. So we're going to go 60 seconds. Now my foot needs to be just away from the wall. And we're going to go, the timer starting now. And I'm going to start by driving my knee forward over my toes to touch the wall. I've got to keep my heel in contact with the floor at all times. For me, I've got some good range, so I'm going to ease back a bit. And I'm changing the angles, going over my little toe there. I'm going to aim towards my big toe there. Just trying to increase the range, pushing my body weight into the front of that ankle. And then I can go through some sweeps where I start inside, go out over my toes, sweep the knee out and round, and back, and then in the opposite direction. Round, you might get a few cracks and a few creaks. You may feel a bit of tightness in the back of the calf or a pinch in the front of the ankle. We're just trying to get those joints moving and flexing. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so a lateral ankle loading drill. What we're going to do, weight into this front leg. We're going to go for a minute, 60 seconds, away we go. So what I'm doing is I'm rolling my knee across the outside of my foot. Let my foot come up onto its side. Feel a stretch up the outside of the lower leg. And then we'll go roll laterally across your foot towards the inside. Flattening your foot towards the floor. Back to the outside again. Work in. Work out and hold. Work our way across. Really trying to flatten the foot into the floor, up onto its side here, arching your foot. And then work your way across, flatten your foot out, spread your toes. Your way across and have control through the movement. It's not doing it as quick as we can. It's getting our ankle used to uncomfortable positions and trying to build up a bit of resilience in that area as well. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, so we're going to go into some ankle pedals. We're going to do this for 45 seconds. So I'm going to start in push-up position, lift my bum up into the air, and we're going to start the clock now. Ball of my foot, and I'm going from one foot to the other. Just driving my heel towards the floor, trying to flatten that foot out. You can change your hand position. You can also do this with your arms on the wall or the back of a chair. We're just going left to right. Shift your hips a bit as well. You're going to feel your hamstrings and your calves, and also a bit of tension through the front of the ankle. Just go with a range that's suitable for you and just feel that you're getting those ankles moving. Flex and extend one side to the other. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1.